We are now live to YouTube, so thanks everyone for joining today for our Walk of Fame selection committee. And I'm just going to begin the meeting with a land acknowledgement. So I acknowledge with respect that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty territory, that the land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and known as Bawating. Bawating is the home of Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council. So to get started, we do have a quorum of the committee. I just wanted to note that Paul Skornyanki is on the line just with video off. And we are expecting a few others to join. As they come, I will let them in. And the agenda, so the first item of the agenda is any declarations of pecuniary interest. Actually, I just have the mayor joining us now too, and I will see if he wants to take over chairing. Hi, Mayor Shoemaker.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, that's okay. We just started. I didn't know if you were interested in taking over the chairing of it or if you wanted to have me keep going.
I'm happy to have you continue.
Okay. We're just doing any declarations of pecuniary interest.
None for me.
I don't see any. Okay. So the adoption of the agenda, I just have a motion here. I just need a mover and seconder. I didn't have any courtesies for the committee, but if anyone wants to move or second. Okay, Jake and, oh, Marty, okay, thanks. So I have resolved the agenda of the Walk of Fame Selection Committee meeting for May 15th, 2025 be approved as presented. All in favor?
In favor.
Okay, thank you, Paul. We do have Paul on the line without his video, Mayor Shoemaker, just for your awareness. And discuss evaluation criteria. So when we meet, we do a quick review of the consolidated bylaw to go over the criteria. Everyone received a copy of it. Basically, we have, it talks about the composition and the general provisions. And I just, before we get started going through, does anyone have any specific questions about the general provisions? I can just state here, we have a few clauses. A, an individual or as a member of a group achieved a provincial or national or international accolade in the athletic or competitive endeavor. B, is individually or as a member of a group achieved a standard of excellence in a cultural, academic, or humanitarian field. Or D, the individual the individual has lived in the city of Sault Ste. Marie or surrounding area of Algoma for a minimum total of 12 months at any point during the individual's lifetime. So those are the three general provisions we go by. And are there any questions about those?
No? Madison, if I may, there's only one question. I noticed that on the Sault Ste. Marie Walk of Fame nomination form, we have a deadline date of acceptance of the applications or of the nominations, the last day or the last Friday of April in each year. And our bylaw states, forgive me, 31st of March, I believe it is. It's 3.1.2, received by the city clerk until the 31st day of March of that year.
Yes, and we've accepted, like, if we could do a housekeeping amendment to the bylaw. When we merged all of the awards together, we set a standard deadline that exceeds this deadline. So I don't I wouldn't say anyone who applied between March 31st and the last Friday in April would be disqualified. We would only, like, it's a greater deadline, I think, than we normally would have accepted. So I don't see an issue with that, but we can certainly bring it forward as a housekeeping item and a housekeeping amendment to the bylaw at a later date. It's up to the committee to discuss whether or not applications received after the April deadline would be in scope or not.
Perfect. Thank you, Madison.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's a good point, and I'll make a note of it for housekeeping amendments because we have a few for this bylaw.
Yeah, thanks. If we're doing housekeeping amendments, I think one that should be considered would be, I think, the or that comes after provision B should actually be after provision A, and then there should be an and after provision B. So it's either A or B plus D. It is how I think that's intended to read.
Yeah, and that's the way we've always interpreted it in the last
Yeah.
years that I've been involved. That's the way we've interpreted it. But I can add that as a housekeeping amendment. Is there any other questions, or we can certainly look at it, and if you want to look at it after offline and you have any other suggestions for the bylaw, please forward them to me. And I'll be bringing a council report later this year to make those amendments and adjustments. Okay, and then there's no motion associated with that. So with nothing further, I will need a mover and seconder to move into closed. Katrina and Councillor Kinnick. So resolved that this committee move into closed session to debate the merits of the nominations against each other. Further be it resolved that should the said closed session be adjourned, the committee may reconvene in closed session to discuss the same matters without the need for a further authorizing resolution. All in favor?
In favor.
Great, thank you. And then I will just shut down the live stream. Just give me one moment.